Hi everyone, back for another video. It is November 17th, 2016. This one maybe won't be as long. I wanted to share a story with you that may not be about preservation, but it's about questioning people who work for you. And I feel bad about this issue, and I wanted to talk about it to see if maybe anybody else has, the same feelings I do. When you run a small company like this and you hire people, they sometimes are people that are close to you, or people that you've known, and you expect them to represent you, because after all, you're giving them a job, and you expect them to be respectful and to not damage your things. Be more careful with equipment. Be more precise with getting the jobs done right. So anyhow, here's my story that I wanted to tell. And if you don't know me, my name is Dawn, and I am the owner of Saver Home Solutions, along with my husband Howard. We started this company back in 2015. Started getting everything together in January, I believe it was, maybe even before that. Right before our income tax came in, we made sure that we had everything we needed, and we had $300 left until we got a job and were paid. So we were told all the companies we applied for were saturated, no work was needed. I mean, it was the winter, so things were about to pick up. So we went with $300 until, I would say, the first week of May. Our first job we did was on March 30th, 2015. And in that time, we did about $4,000 worth of work. And it was just my husband and a friend. Every once in a while we'll go out and help. And we did $4,000 worth of work. 5-6 weeks later, we get our first check. It was only $345. So that was a shock. We were just like, what? So thank goodness we had no employees to pay, except for every once in a while our friend would go out and he would get like, $7,500 a day. So it wasn't too bad, but with the $345, we had to pay him and we were broke. All right, so now I want to tell the story of what this really bothers me, so I have to talk about it. I wrote blogs about it, and I don't know, I just want to know what you think. So with the election going on, it's now over, and of course we have our winner, and people, don't like it, and there's a lot of bad vibes out there, a lot of disgraceful and disgusting stuff happening. So, I even wrote on Facebook for, all you protesters, go out there, go home. Your houses are being robbed and your kids are doing drugs. And, when you go home and see what happened to your home, you'll want to know where the police are. And they were protecting your silly ass while you were out there acting a fool. I don't understand the meaning of protests because I, for one, when I was younger, we protested in my hometown to keep the road divider that had trees and beautiful, it was just beautiful. We wanted to keep that there. They even hung a mayor dummy. I mean, nothing worked. I mean, so why are you wasting your time? There's so much stuff you could be doing out there. Okay, so this crazy story, you see all the signs on my lawn. My lawn became a politician battleground. And even on the other side, there was a DeMarco Christie freeholder sign. And across the street at all the neighbors, there were signs everywhere for all the Elk Township Committee people. There were no Trump signs. There were no Clinton signs. So on election day, me and my son were getting ready to go out. And he turns and says, "How did you get a Trump sign? When did you get a Trump sign?" And I was like, oh my God. It's like, how did that get there? Who put that there? And really, we have no idea. It was just funny. Like, just on election day, Trump sign shows up on my lawn. So, here's the weird thing about it. I started thinking, this could be a sign. My grandmother died on April 15th in 2015, tax day. She always said the only thing she had to do was pay taxes and die, and ironically, she died on tax day. But we always talked about what it would be like if Donald Trump actually made it to even the nominations. And unfortunately, she was not around to see that happen. But we never thought that he would even make it. And it was a daily conversation with us, just about. I used to work for Donald Trump, and I thought he was very nice. I did see him sometimes make, other people cry. But they just weren't doing their jobs right, that's all. So, anyhow, when I saw this sign, I thought, wow, this might be a sign that Trump will win. Because how did it get there and why? Why is it there? So, then I went out. So when I came home, it was daytime when I saw this. So it was daytime when I saw this sign with my son, and I wanted to take a picture of it, so I was glad that when I came back that I did. It was really funny because then my neighbors looked over and saw it, and I said, I didn't even put that sign there, and I don't know how it got there. And he said, well, if you don't want it, I'll take it. And I said, nah, I'll keep it. I said, I'll put it in the shed. Could be worth something someday. Never know. So I took my picture and I went in the house. And then when some of our workers came back, it was a crew of 2 women who came back. The one walked into the house and she said, "You are Trump supporters?" And I was like, oh, that sign, that's so funny. It just showed up there today, and I think it's a sign. And she was so mad because she didn't like Trump at all. And she, my husband was like, well, she used to work for him. And she said, you worked for him? It's like, well, back then, yeah, who wouldn't want to? The biggest real estate mogul in the world, and made a lot of money and very successful. Of course, that was my dream to work for him, and I got to do it. So then she had said when they came around the corner and saw that sign, that the other girl in the truck told her to run it over. And I said, please don't touch my sign. I'm like, my God, it's just a sign. And I really wanted to keep it because to me, it was a sign from my grandmother. So, because how else did it get there? This is election day. And there ain't no other signs around. No Clinton signs, no Trump signs. But one shows up on my lawn on election day. And guess what? Donald Trump won. Okay? So, my husband hadn't gotten to see the sign yet. He followed her out after she left. And he came back in and said, where's the sign? And I said, it's on the lawn. It's right there on the lawn in front of their truck. So she had to have tripped over it to get out. So I went out and I looked like really, like it's just going to reappear when he said it wasn't there. So I called him up and I said, where's my sign? And she said, your what? And I was like, where's my Trump sign? It just went missing from the lawn between the time you came in and the time you left. I was like, did she see anybody come up and take the sign off my lawn? Because my neighbor did say, if you don't want it, I'll take it. So, but I didn't think, my neighbor's not that kind of person who would just come up on my lawn and take something. They've been great neighbors. So I was just like, really, I can't believe that, somebody would just take the sign off my lawn. Well, I could believe that, but because I've seen some crazy people out there doing some crazy things. But an employee, somebody that you gave a job to, somebody you trust with your company, it would just come up on your lawn and take something that don't belong to them and lie to you about it. Because she said, no, she didn't see anyone and I don't have your sign. So that was it. And I said, oh well, it was fun, whatever. I wanted to keep it, but oh well, never mind. And we had a Facebook string going when I showed people on Facebook that my sign just showed up on the lawn, and I said, I know who took it, and they lied to me. But I never said who did. Could have been my neighbors. But then, our worker chimed in and said, you may think you know who did it, and I didn't touch your stupid sign. I wouldn't dirty my hands with it. So I'm like, wow, really? So I said, I never said you did. I said, why you gotta say something like that to me and start a fight with me? I'm your boss. I support your family. Okay? And somebody came up and stole something off of my property, people I trust with my company, and then lied to me. It's like, come on, just say, we didn't like to see it, so she took it. Whatever, we'll give it back later. Something like that, but don't lie. Okay? So, anyhow, here we go. Trump wins. I'm sure it really made them angry, and I'm sure it made a lot of people angry. I don't know, and I don't really care, because I didn't go vote anyway. Okay? I never really vote. I can't remember the last time I did. I think it might have been for Bill Clinton. That's ironic. So, politics is politics, and I usually don't talk about them because everyone starts a fight over stuff they know nothing about anyhow, and nothing you have control of. You have no control, and neither does Donald Trump. So who cares? He's just a pretty face out there. And I hope he does something for us, but Congress is the owner of the country. And then there's Pence. Okay, so I don't know much about him, but I started to hear after he won that it was great to pick him as the VP so Trump don't get assassinated. Because from what I hear, if Pence becomes president, then we're all just screwed. That's all I gotta say. So, just screwed. So, I believe that Donald Trump has his best interest at heart. And I really do believe that. And like I said, I worked for him. He was a very nice guy. Another fellow employee at another company that I worked at for 11 years, and this is a really good story. Donald Trump's limousine broke down on the Walt Whitman Bridge, and this guy's father happened to stop to help him. And he asked for his information, and he gave him his business card. The guy gave Donald Trump his business card, and he said he wanted to repay him for his help. And the guy said, "No need, sir. It's my pleasure." So the guy goes down to the bank to pay his mortgage and finds that he does not have one anymore. He don't have a car payment. All his bills were paid off. So, and this is a true story. And I'm sure people have read it somewhere, seen it somewhere. And it's a true story, and I actually know the people that this happened for. So, he's not a bad guy, and he does have your interest at heart. And all that stuff the media says, I mean, you really want to believe all that? On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they're going to be playing on Fox News, a really good story on Donald Trump that I seen on TMZ. They interviewed him, and it's supposed to be incredible for you to see him as a totally different man that you see. So check it out. It's supposed to be on Friday at 10 and Saturday and Sunday at 8. Same story, they just keep replaying it. So anyhow, here's the funny part about the end of all this. My husband was out yesterday back at the shed, and he fell. He fell backwards over a gate and pretty much damaged himself. But the reason why was because the Trump sign was back at the shed outside. Okay, so, and the girl that we thought took it, which is a shame, I hate to really say it, had showed up here to give us some things because they were going to be off for the next couple of days, and they dropped off things that were needed. And the Trump sign showed up. And it wasn't there in the morning because we were out there getting supplies for other people. So pretty strange. So then you start to question, I wish we put up our security cameras because we just got them a couple days ago. But that, getting the security cameras was a wake-up call. Because we do own a company and we are out here alone, and like I said, my husband actually had to chase people down the road in his underwear just to get him out of here. It's just unreal how nice you are to people and how disrespectful they are to you. And I'm not the only person that thinks this, because I've talked to other property preservation company owners, and they all feel the same way. It's like, everybody's so grateful when they get the job and they're so happy, and then all of a sudden, they're telling you what to do and where to go. And hey, sometimes the owner has to take the hit. It's like, no, I don't. Sometimes the employee has to take a hike, okay? Because I don't take no hits. We're not a big corporation. We don't make a lot of money, and we can't cover up and pay for your mistakes. So I've covered that before, but we don't get too many, thank goodness. But but when there are, the rudeness we get from people is unreal. Like, they all think we can just keep them around, that they're indisposable. Nobody is. Okay, so this is my family. It's a really funny picture at the Claridge Hotel. In there, we went through to go to the bathroom, and they have a, when we were down on the beach, and they have this machine where you can take your picture of your family, and, we all look like goofs. We didn't know what we were doing. So, my husband Howard over there in a Star Wars shirt, my son Hayden back behind me. He is pretty much that tall. He really is. I don't think he's on his tippy toes. And that's my son Parker, who has autism and still can't talk. We're working for him every day, for both of them, to try and make a better life. And it's still really hard. And, in this kind of business, you can be building it up and doing so great, and then it all just fall out from under you because people become, what is that called, ungrateful, disrespectful, and just don't care. And it is hard to hire new people and start all over, but I will if I have to. I will not let people ruin my company and ruin what we have made together for our family. And there's, just only so much that you can put up with before, like, I just don't know what to do. I mean, I have no proof about that sign, but I do know. I do know. And wow, I'm looking on TV right now, and the protests in Philadelphia are unbelievable right now. They're still going on, So, and they were at night. So anyway, I just want to say that I hope that everything will work out for the country and everyone, and the economy will do great. I also do network marketing, and I know a lot of people say, hey, that's a scam, that doesn't work, but yes, it does. And Donald Trump always said, never give up on network marketing. He always said that it would be great for us to all help each other by just buying from each other. Could you imagine an entire town just buying from each other and just only help each other all the time? The economy would just thrive like you wouldn't believe. So, I'm in a network marketing company where we're starting a movement to help entire towns pay off homes and buy cars and just do whatever you want, go wherever you want. So I'm working on that as I'm working on this, and it's a hard business altogether. If you're running your company the way you should not have a life. I'm telling you. From the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, it's 24/7 property preservation. Phone calls, emails, people, employees, work orders, problems, any roofers standing you up, just lots of things. Employees telling you, stick it up your butt, things so disrespectful. So, okay, it's time to wrap it up, and thanks for stopping by, and hopefully everything will be okay with our country. And, we gave it to you, Mr. Trump. Now, please show us what you can do. It's all yours. We are in the hands of Mr. Donald Trump. Talk to you soon.